That okay, here we go. Oh man. Okay, sorry about that. We're rookies. Still figuring out how to do this live. And I just want you guys to know, I hope you read the read more, down in the description in the show notes, how this works. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get rid of we're getting feedback. Okay, no, that's not what you want to do. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna just let the guides go ahead with what they want to. And Ray, ask them if they can see it now. Okay, what are they saying in the chat?
Let's go.
Okay, so can they see and hear me?
Can you see in here?
No, you have to type it in, Ray. Okay. I'm gonna assume that they can. So I'm gonna going here. The guides are going to start the session like they always do, and they're gonna lead it with what they see as what we all need to know right now, what they feel would help you guys navigate this world. All right, that's basically it. Okay, and here they go. Watch us work with you, and you will begin to align with us even more now. Yes. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? Watch us. Very soon, you will be calling on us to understand what you are beginning to wonder about and how to work with this new way of big understanding that were previously unavailable to you. Okay, I need a napkin. Okay. Yes, a time to begin valuing, valuing, in case I didn't say that clear enough, your true nature, because that will be what you will begin with. So when you say true nature, uh, explain what you mean by that. You all were a natural force that was stronger than you are now when you came here. Okay, they're talking about when you first arrived. Okay, yes. At that time, you were big love. I love that. That's all we knew. That's where we came from. Yes. You always have this with you, but you were held back by the forces of the humans that were already here. Ooh, yes. Okay. Do we have any comments so
Oh,
far?
yeah.
Okay. What do they want to know?
They don't want to know questions
Okay.
yet. But you're right. Kids should be heard.
Okay. Okay. So as we move through this, you guys, and I will pause and have that help you understand what they're talking about as we move through this. Right now, what they're saying is you need to recover who you are. You need to bring back that natural state of being that you came in as, that before everybody that, you encountered once you got here interrupted that, all right? You have to do it this way. You have to think like that. You can't like those people. You can't do that. You gotta do this. I mean, before you got all these it's like a traffic cop showing you where to go, when to do it, what not to do, what to think, what not to think, before you knew it, you're going, "Well, what's this all about? I don't seem to fit in anywhere unless I'm in compliance." Yes, vibration was hijacked, right? We are working with you to begin again. And how is it that this works, where you help them with you begin again? Walk with us each day. Yes. With a developed way to feel again. Yeah, feel. And what they mean by that is instead of coming we have been when they said that we were hijacked when we first got here, what they're really saying here with this is you've learned to just work with this, okay, from your mind, but you haven't really learned to work with this together with your mind. In other words, you weren't you were just taken over. I mean, basically, that's what happened. And it's no wonder you're at a point where you're going, "What happened here? Where do I go from here? How do I start over again?" Each time you ask yourself this before you are wondering what to do, write down that thought. Okay, so here's what I suggest. You guys know about the journal. You all know about this, okay? What do you have, Ray?
Great comment, including the journal to Linda. I'm very grateful for your work on YouTube, your websites, and your books. I really do recommend the guided journal that you put out for those who resonate. It's not expensive and it is wonderful. Next question. Here's a question.
Yeah.
It's a good one. What are that they want to ask tonight? What are some of the signs that we're beginning to remember who we truly are?
Good question. What are some of the signs that we truly remember who we really are? What do they look at awakening in in the morning or from your sleep? Some people wake up at night because they work at a different shift. Yes. When you wake up from your rest, your sleep, all right? Yes. Visit with us first. How do you want them to do that? Stay still. Yes. In other words, before you jump out of bed, it's like we're being ran by something that's not us. Okay. We're not used to being us. Okay. So who is that and how does that function? That's really where they're taking us here. And that is when you wake up in the morning and you realize for a moment that you're awake. Just go back into a position, maybe stretch your body out a little bit, you know, get the kinks out of it, and then just lay there and rest. And just stay in the position that you were when you woke up. and just let the night, what happened that night, come back through you. Just let it come back through you because they've been working on you all night long. You just don't know it, okay? Indians call sleep little death. They call it little death because you go to a place where when you leave this planet, when you move on from here, that's where you go every time you go to sleep. You go to that place. So you're not in your body. Your body just works on its own, okay? But you go somewhere else, all right? So they're telling you that what you do is you go back into that sleep state, that slumber, and you let it come back to you. It may not happen the first time you try it. It may not happen the second time you try it. It may happen more after you take a nap, if you take naps. Just make sure that you give yourself that pause so you can collect what you got through the night. You can bring it back, and whatever you do, part 3 of the journal, write in there what that was. It doesn't have to be a dream. It could be a realization. It could be something you've been working on trying to figure out. Bam! You got insight into it. You wrote it down, and then once you look back at what you wrote down, you go, then you can see it's really telling you. This is how you start to communicate with them. I could say your dream, but sometimes it's not a dream. It's an awareness. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, a couple things. Lots of
Okay,
hearts coming here, flooding across the street.
back to you.
Miss- one person kind of used the analogy that we're like snakes shedding their skin, and
Right.
and, and what's happened when we could get rid of it finally and get free of that. The old skin
That
was like
weight.
holding you in.
Right. That's right.
What are some of those old energies we have to get rid
Okay,
of?
let's let them answer that. With time, you will shed any. Yes. You will be free to explore and experience a new way to deal with your frustrations. Walk away from vibration of fear. How do they do that? That's a big one. Wait to react. Yes. I have chills all over me. Yes, that's it. If something hits you and it's designed to freak you out, to scare you, to throw you off your game, refuse to let that in. Don't let that in. Breathe. Walk away from it. Let yourself collect yourself. Get back to yourself. Get back in a better state. That would be you. Get back to you. And then replay what that was once you're away from it. Replay what that was, and then you can decide just how much energy it deserves. Part 3 of my guided journey. Write it down. Write down what freaked you out. Write down what you read in the news. Write down about the video you saw. And just instead of just buying into it, stop doing that. Okay? Each time you watch yourself become a neutral vibration, You will be dealing with a calmness that will take over and allow you to attempt to evaluate better ways to assimilate what you saw. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay.
By the way, Ray's my husband. I pulled him out of retirement.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Ray. You're doing great, Ray.
Scorpio 3 and 7 wants to know. She feels very close to a tree at her park, at her local park. Are there elementals trying to communicate with her this time? And she feels the same way with birds too. Another person says, I feel the same way with birds.
Okay, so we've got two people recognizing the messages that nature's bringing. Yes. Bathe in those frequencies. Yes. Valuable energy to assist when you are between worlds. Yes. With vibration of gratitude, you will begin to deliver a feedback sort of vibration through you to the nature you are blending with. We are on the healing path together, and that will be calling you more now. Okay, I'm going to ask a question of all of you right now. Do you feel heat from this? I have to ask you that because as you're connecting with the vibration of your guides and it's higher intelligence, do you feel the heat? I need your feedback.
Okay, we got that one. Here's some more follow-up questions.
And answer me on that when you guys can, okay?
Personally, find it difficult to catch the thought patterns in my head. To catch them to
Stop it.
keep just right.
Stop that. Stop.
Right.
Right.
But how do I change the thoughts that I'm not aware of having? Can I do that? Light language, another person. I have the same connection problem.
Yeah. That what it's like a roadblock. Yeah. It stops you right in your tracks. It freezes you up, just like it did when you were a kid. If you think back to when you were a kid, how that was ingrained in you. Now you're just like, I hate to call it this, you're like a robot. You just bam, you respond. You have a chance to even collect yourself, to even involve your true self. in that. Yes. Call it a hijack because it is. You were a very compliant child. Yes. In other words, you were a nice kid. You were really a nice kid. You made everyone happy at your expense. Yes. A unfortunate decision. See, when you were a kid, you were called a good kid because of that. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay, you asked me before, do they feel the heat?
Yes.
A lot of questions, a lot of responses that I feel a lot of heat. Um,
That's good.
I feel a little bit, my whole body is vibrating.
That's a connection, is why.
Until you mentioned it, I didn't know I heat in my
Right.
chest and my neck. I feel the heat sometimes. These are all independent responses. I feel the heat sometimes. I feel the heat right now. Wild. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, yeah. This is let's let them
I have a
just
ring here.
absolutely vibration beginning to to work. You will need to uh, phase in as this builds because this energy is working strongly. Okay, and when they say phase in, um, you're when they say phase in, you need to like stop in the middle of like as the heat's building and take a breath and let yourself cool down a little bit. What you're doing is you're you're coming into the connection with your guidance, with this guidance that's with you all the time. And you're hitting it and you're not used to hitting it. You're used to missing it or kind of hitting it, kind of hit and miss. Now you're hitting it dead on. You're feeling it. Okay. So it takes a little while for you to build up to match that frequency where you're no longer excessively overheating. You're always going to feel the heat, but not where you can't, where you need to take a break. Okay. But in the beginning, you'll need to do that. So keep that in mind. Go ahead, Ray.
This is good. Animals. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, very in tune with animals such as birds, frogs, bees, bugs, rabbits, mice, and the like. Recently had a lucky encounter with a fox, and it was strange but a deep interaction. May I ask for guidance?
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah.
The fox,
A, they all are
Mhm.
a very good energy. You are at a beginning with coming together with being grateful for what you are, what you are tuning into. Yes. Watch this, and you will begin to daily turn a corner with your new awarenesses that are building up. With time, you will be guided like a river to your destination that will be nonstop. Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah. Uh, the animal thing is very powerful, especially the fox. You know, they say the fox is a trickster, but the fox is really one of the most sharpest animals out there.
Right, right.
Okay, so more, let's see, it's more about heat. Uh, I just try to keep up with everybody in harmony. House because I felt stress when my parents were upset. I feels like we, you know, it feels like we who resonate and appreciate in this world are very much like a family.
Right.
When the words strike true, uh, words strike true. Let's see if I can see the rest of this. For all of us. Here's another one. I also feel lighter lately. Like there's less gravity around me and a pleasant vibration to my heart space.
Let's let the guides, is that the,
There's some
let,
more.
I know, but let me take that one on. Okay?
Okay.
I can feel the guides wanting to answer that. Did you see that breath? You guys remember to do that. Up, loosen up your upper back. Stretch it out. Really stretch your upper back out. Stretch your core out. Okay, stretch. Ah, give me a minute, and then we're going to get into that one. Ah, hold on. Ah, it's so important to do what I just did. As you're moving through your day and you're getting these messages, you're getting these alignments. What was that last one, Ray? Help me out.
The one,
The one we were going to answer.
the one you're going to answer are was less gravity for the
Right, right. Got it, got it. Here they go. A, a light vibration with being true to yourself will feel very odd at first. Yes. Watch and write down those those newness moments. I love how the guys talk. It's and it yet it makes so much sense. Those newness moments. They're taking you back to when you used to do this, by the way. Those newness moments. That would be when you first got here, when it was natural for you, before it started, the world started repressing it and repressing it. Yes, a one on one frequency with us and vibration will begin to increase rapidly. Yes, we need you to go by the by the water to develop this guidance. Okay, to the water. Okay, water could be any kind of water. It could be a swimming pool, it could be a lake, a river, an ocean, it could be take yourself near the water, is what they're saying. It could be a fountain in your house where you gaze at the fountain when you're writing in your journal. I don't recommend this to begin with because it's more advanced, but over time, when you get used to this new vibration that you're taking on, that you're waking up in you and then connecting with your guidance that you came here with, when you continue to write your journal and then review what you wrote a day, a week later, and it's like a storyboard, a daisy chain of moments that you wrote down. You guys, your life is going to clear right up. Your vibration is going to build, and you're going to be able to take on more guidance. They don't come through and hit you with all kinds of guidance like this because you're not used to it yet. You don't know how to do it on your own yet and keep yourself um, in balance is what I want to say. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay, people resonate with different things from their past. Like this one says, I resonate with the good kid thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh God.
wait one here.
What happened is we bought into it. It's not that you're not good. I'm not saying that you're not good. You're not client good. You're not doing something that makes you them approve of you good. You're already good. Okay.
Question to Linda. Thank you so much and to your guides. Does your nose run every time you channel?
I think it does.
It does, mine does.
Why does that happen?
Yours does.
I know. Why does that happen? With a turn of energy, you are big frequency And that energy with us brings tears. Oh, I want to talk about this. I gotta bring this up. What you're going to notice as you make this connection to your guides, and you start to remember yourself, true self, you're going to be crying more. Okay, I can only tell you that. Oh, it's a normal thing. Don't let it scare you. One of my guys, one of my people that follow me, he moved from the UK to Vietnam. Yeah, and he found my work, and he's like, "Oh, Linda, this is just making so much sense to me." And he went through a big change, right? He moved from the UK to Vietnam. I mean, this is a big change in anybody's life. So he's under big changes anyway. And he found me at this time, right? And he said to me, he goes, "I'm so grateful for your work, but you turned me into a great big crybaby." This is a guy, all right. He goes, "I don't cry. I'm a guy, I don't cry." And I got back to him and I said, "That's part of the awakening. When you start to cry, you're breaking down the old crust that kept the old you intact, that was repressed, that needed to free up and let go, okay? It's part of the let it go and coming back to yourself. So expect to cry. You catch yourself crying, don't be ashamed of it. Find a place where you can just let it go, all right? And get your journal out. That's when your hearts are open. Get your journal out and write down what that was. Get it out and write it down and keep it in chronological order. This is gold. This is you coming back.
So this comment says, always keep the box of tissues around.
It's so true.
Because aren't working the way I wanted to. Okay. I walk down to the ocean, and it always makes you feel more centered and refreshed. Appreciates you and everything. Lots of hearts coming through.
Here's what I do. I have my candle. I have my candle all the time. By the way, this is one of those electronic candles, so you don't burn your house down.
So the cat doesn't have to.
So I don't knock it over. But I have it on my desk.
Oh, uh-oh.
So what happened, Ray?
I don't know. I clicked on.
Okay, so let me help you out. Don't click on it. It's right there. There you are. You're good.
Okay.
You got it. Okay.
See all that crying I was doing.
Yeah, Ray's a crybaby too. And anybody who's waking up starts to feel that energy come back. And it's not that you're going back to being a baby. It's where you kind of where you started to get uh, overcome by everything that was going on in this world. And your soul, the person who originally came here, got lost. And that's what we're doing. We're bringing that back. All right.
The person said, tears have been welling up for no reason. Okay.
That's right. That's your heart opening. You're waking back up again.
The writing of real things that are circumstances is so easy. It all happens all the time. Such a time saver. Yes, you just write them down.
Yeah, you
Let's
have to
see.
write them down. You guys don't that when I was done writing, I don't know if you guys go ahead.
This is uh, a good aspect, I guess, and faster than themselves. Yeah, and being specific. When you write things down, you're looking for right. Be specific in your intent. question guys.
Here's what you do. Before you do it, you tell yourself the truth. When you can tell yourself the truth without, you have healed. Okay? I wrote my book. I don't know if you guys know about this true life story guided, and it's a pretty serious book. And I was guided to write the book 20 years before I actually wrote it from my guides. And when I wrote guided, I could hardly stand the truth that came through. It's a story of my life. So I basically told my life. And when I went back and looked at my life, and I had to get totally honest, I mean, I had to. I'm writing a book. It it uh, it changed everything. That's how the companion journal to guided came about. That's what this is. And the journal came about 4 years after I wrote guided. And the guides, once again, it started moving me that way. I could start feeling it. And there I was sitting in front of my word processor, just writing the journal. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And then there I was, day after day after day, writing out the chapters in part two that take you back to your early life, that explain what got you off your path. When you start writing in part three is where you are right now today. And where, what's hurting you now? What feeling good right now? All the things that you are, okay? All the things that you're learning. You start to do that, and then you start to see patterns in what you're writing, and you just go, wait a minute. That's what happened to me when I wrote Guided. That's exactly what happened. I'm going, I'm like, I got to chapter 7, and I went, this is the book. This is the book they told me I would write. I didn't even know it was the book they told me to write 20 years before. And when I realized that, I was like, I got through the worst part of my life through chapter 7. There's 28 chapters guided. It's like writing in your journal, the same exact process. And you get through that heavy lifting, the burden that you carried for so long that you can hardly breathe. You're carrying so many secrets, family secrets. You're carrying, a lot of most of it's not your stuff, by the way. And most of it's where you learn how to just get through day to day, week to week, month to month, childhood, early adulthood, your first marriage, I mean, whatever, where everything went wrong. Why did it go wrong? It's because of what you were taught. It's because of how you had to make yourself so small so you could survive, that kind of thing. That's not living. That's what's so good about what's going on in the world right now with everything just coming apart. It can't hold it together. The lies can't live in this anymore. They're coming out. Just like whatever happened to you, it's coming out. It can't stay in here anymore. It makes you sick, literally physically sick. And it's time to expose it. Expose it on those pages. And when you start to see the patterns in part three and go back to part two, there's 18 chapters, and identify the area. There'll be one area, and there'll probably be more, where it's a bullseye into your early life. Before you even realized you lost yourself, changes everything. Once you realize it, once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? You've heard that before. That's what the guys talk. Hit gold. Yes. At the beginning, you will be fearful. That's because that was what you were taught. We need you to write that down So light can bleed through that worry and fear and trauma that you took on. It's not even your stuff. That's what you're gonna realize. You guys have no idea how much how empowered you're gonna be, okay? That's what it is, and then once you do this, and those in your life around you, and they see what you do, they see how you have recovered from your life, they're gonna sit back and go, "I want what you have. I wanna learn this. I wanna do this. I don't wanna live like this anymore." Everybody's beginning to see that now. That's the beauty of what's going on now.
Yeah. When my awakening started about a year ago, first download that they gave me was "Don't be afraid."
Right. Yes. Fight is over. The fight is over. It's not fighting that's gonna get you there. The fight is over. It's about getting back to your heart, getting back to your truth, getting back to your natural state. Gifts. Get and recover your gifts. Yes, big healing on the way. Oh, when I do group sessions, where people hire me to do group sessions, and I do them like this, just exactly like this, except, um, they let me know what they wanna talk about, and it's small groups, like, everybody gets to talk and interject, and they're not worried about somebody seeing what they're talking about, and it's not public. These guys really, really, really get into it. One of the biggest, the ones I like the most are the families, because here you are trying to go, recover from your life is really what I wanna call it, and then your family members are sitting around going, "I'm suffering too, but I don't know what to do," and you don't know how to help them yet because 'cause you're still coming out of it, and when the family comes together and they have a session with the guides, you're not having to pull dead weight along. They're in. They get it. It just amplifies and accelerates everything is what it does.
When you have some families that parents and children
That yeah,
use the
they all work together using the journal. Yes, yes, and that's what they're instead of reading stories at night, I mean, we've had enough stories, right? We read our own stories and share with each other, and that's how we recover from what we've been through. The world that we're in that that led us astray, really, is what's happened here. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. You guys, it's been great working with all of you. I will in fact, this is so good. This worked out so well that I will be doing a live one next Tuesday as well. How do you feel about that? Tell me how you feel about that. Okay, that's a go.
hearts there.
Okay, so think I here's what I want you to do between now and then, besides all the crying you're gonna do. The cry baby, yeah. It's the best ever. You're letting it go, all right? It's go ahead, Ray.
Can I interject something there?
Sure.
You talked about there's a lot. Most of these people have read your book, okay?
Yeah.
And you just explained how hard it was to do
Oh,
that.
yeah,
But tell them how hard it was to read it as an audiobook.
yeah.
Because if they bought your book, they can go back to Amazon for about $2 or $3 to get the audiobook.
In fact, yeah, the audiobook actually is the best seller. Here's a thought for all of you, only because I've gone through it myself and lived you don't have to write a book. If you wanna write a book, you're gonna have material for it, but you don't have to do that, all right? having your journal and writing journal entries out and keeping them in chronological order. And then later, let's say a month later, oh, you're going to you can take what you wrote and you can take a recorder and you can read it. Like I wrote what Ray is saying, like what I read guided, and made an audiobook from it. And you read out loud into a recorder what you wrote over the last 2 weeks, let's say. Okay, there's one day, and then you read what that was, and then you put these together, then you listen to what you uh, recited, what you recorded. And when you do that, it's a totally different experience than reading what you wrote. Because when you hear yourself read what you wrote, it's like a double whammy because now you feel the energy of what you wrote. And when you feel the energy, it's like you read guided and then you listen to the audiobook is like it hits you in the heart is what it does. Not that the book doesn't, but when you hear the voice and you hear the, you know, everything that goes with it, feeling, that's what happens. When you hear the feeling that you had when you read what you wrote, it takes it down another layer where you can really, really figure it out and be done with it. I'm talking about writing the truth down, writing down the truth. That's a whole different thing than just writing the truth. That takes a whole different, that takes on your real self. Okay, that's what that does. So that's how you really, really, really get into the meat and potatoes of what's going on with you so you can shed your skin.
All right. Can't wait until next Tuesday.
Okay.
That's what one of them said. I love.
Okay. Can you guys close the session with your closing message to our beautiful, loving, wonderful audience? Come in vibration of energy that will be future, your future. We are with you throughout the week. So can you grab my phone, please? Sorry. Just hand it to me, Ray, and I'll deal with that. Be watching the signs. Vibration will be building now. Okay, so you're there. Just move your mouth and that'll go away. Um, it will be building now. You're tuned in. You're connected. Feel it. You got it.
I love your voice.
Uh, yeah, I don't know where that comes from, but I've had so many people say that. It's a vibration match with the guides, is what this is. It's a vibration match. And you can expect this to happen to you. You're it'll the reason I say it's going to happen to you too is because as you discover and uncover your true self, your true nature, who you are, your voice will reflect it because it's your frequency that you send out that reaches out to other people where they feel safe with you and they can follow that until they remember who they are. This isn't new. This isn't new at all. In light and love. I'll see you next week. It's going to be 1 p.m. Pacific time. And Ray, You were a great moderator.
Now I gotta go stop.
Thank you. Everybody becomes a crybaby in a good way. I love you guys. I'll see you next week.